10 times dating bad boys went terribly wrong. Most of us get excited at the thought of dating an ex-con or a serial killer. It's how the internet has conditioned us. But we're here to warn you that if you find out your partner's a serial killer, just run the other way. In today's video, we'll be talking about 10 times dating boys went terribly wrong. Let their stories be a lesson for all of you. Before we start, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. With that done, let's begin. Number 1. Marrying an ex-killer. Starting with the worst of the worst, we have the Night Stalker, a dangerous serial killer who is responsible for killing 13 people, among other serious crimes like rape. Richard Ramirez used to target people in their sleep, irrespective of their age, gender, or size. When he's finally convinced, you'd think that he'd be singled out and alone, but no. Richard received tons of love letters in his jail cell for some reason. Some of them are from Doreen Leoy. She ended up writing him 75 letters and visiting him in jail. We can't tell what she saw in him exactly, but she mentioned that the media did not see him in the light that she did. Doreen actually thought he was innocent and was not the least bit bothered by his Satanism. He would carve weird symbols on his victims. Of course, Doreen was an outcast by her family. Her marriage lasted for 13 years, but when Ramirez was linked to the murder of a 9-year-old, she called it quits. Number 2. Marrying a mortician. Mala Fuller was married to David Fuller, a mortician charged with double murder and the mutilation of many corpses until she found out what he was doing. When the truth came to light, Mala left David and told everyone that she was not with him. She could not carry on in that relationship. She's too upset to even think about what was going on. She couldn't live with it. Authorities believed that there could be a stage where they couldn't identify all of his victims. That's how sick David was. With that said, does anyone really blame Mala for leaving a monster like him after a marriage of 20 years and 4 months? Interestingly, Mala was David's 3rd wife. Number 3. Marriage with a serial killer. Paula Dietz probably thought that she was marrying the love of her life, Dennis Rader, but little did she know about the other dark side of him, the serial killer side. The couple got married in 1971, while Dennis made his first mark in 1974 by killing 4 members of the Otero family. More followed afterwards. He was caught because he sent letters to the local media detailing his murders. Since he left the words bind, torture, kill on all his previous murders, he was given the nickname of the B-Takey murderer. The revelation was shocking for the family. The kids never imagined that their father, who took them on vacations and taught them how to fish, could be a murderer. Paula filed for emergency divorce the same day she found out and never returned back to her hometown. Number 4. Marrying someone who cut his own tongue off. If we told you that someone cut off their tongue and their own, you'd probably label them crazy and move on with your life. But Da Arguello, age 46, apparently found love in a man like him. Nico Jenkins went on a shooting spree in 2013 and killed 4 people. His prison psychiatrist does not have any good words for him either, as he has labeled him a psychopath. The serial murderer has made a habit of self-mutilating and tattooing himself in jail. On the other hand, Dawn describes him as very intelligent and very caring. She added that he has feelings, and he's an enigma and also a bit manipulating. Feels like a shock, doesn't it? The couple is set to be married soon. Everyone asks what Dawn sees in a man who tattooed 666 on his forehead, only to get it backwards since he was using a mirror. Number 5. The Menendez Brothers. The Menendez brothers are a rather interesting case. You would think that their lives would be over after killing their parents, Jose and Mary Kitty Menendez. In jail, these brothers managed to find the love of their lives. Joseph Lyle Menendez was first married to Anna Erickson, who was previously a model. Anna fell in love with Joseph after seeing his first televised murder trial. However, their marriage was short-lived, as 4 years later, Anna divorced him because apparently Joseph was cheating on her by communicating with another man. Lyle later went on to marry Rebecca Sneed. These two were friends for most of Lyle's train, but it later became something more. Eric, on the other hand, is married to Tammy Ruth Sackerman. These two have the same love story as the first one. These two brothers might have found love because they had a reason for killing their parents. According to them, the boy's father was physically abusive, while the other was emotionally abusive. Number 6. Marrying a rock and roll killer. If you know your rock and roll, you probably know about Vork Vikernes. he murdered his fellow band member. But that wasn't enough. He went to commit arson on a bunch of churches as well. Known by his stage name Count Grishnak, Vork was a big name in music. He was given 21 years in prison, but was out after serving only 16, only to meet the love of his life, Marie Cachet. The two even had a son with Vork in jail. In the end, they had a total of 6 children. In fact, despite the manslaughter charge, Vork was described as a family man. Number 7, the woman serial killer. Serhei Chak was a serial killer responsible for the rapes and murders of 37 girls and young women in Ukraine. Upon his arrest, he claimed to have killed 100 women. You would think that he'd be banished to a corner of the world, but a teenage girl named Alina saw him on TV and immediately fell in love. They started off as pen pals. Alina did not feel disturbed by her husband's activities. In fact, she was very passive and was glad she did not have to deal with any jealous exes. It was all good until she had her baby. That's when she decided she was out of her department and chose to make a run for it. Number 8, another serial killer marriage. Charles Manson is another serial killer on our list. However, the exciting bit is that he convinced others to kill him instead of killing himself. He is a master manipulator, all thanks to the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. He managed to win control of all the Manson family members. Because of his magnetic personality, as people say, Manson was able to sway 2 women into marriage with him. He was first married to Rosalie Jean Willis. Manson and his wife were 20 and 15 years old when they tied the knot. However, when Manson ended up in jail, Rosalie took the opportunity to divorce him and run away with Charles Manson Jr. He married another woman, Leona Stevens, later, but ended up divorcing him as well since he drove her and another woman to Mexico to pimp them out. Number 9, Killer Clown's Wife. Carol Hoff enjoyed a nice romantic life with John Wayne Gacy. In fact, both of them had been in love since high school. They were married for 4 years, but little did Carol know that Gacy was off mutating people in their very home. If you're wondering how she missed the signs, you should know that Gacy was the perfect man on paper. He was rich, well off, and dressed up as a clown for kids' entertainment in his free time. Carol, on the other hand, was financially bankrupt. Luckily, she ended up divorcing him 4 years later and made it out. If anything, the stench of the dead rats should have given her a sign. Number 10, marrying a psychopath. The clown story continues with Sheila Keene. In 1990, she put on white paint and an orange wig and killed Marlon Warren, her secret lover's wife. Sheila was kind enough to give her some flowers for her death. This time it isn't the woman falling for a bad boy, but the other way around. Michael, Marlon's husband, probably regrets ever getting into bed with someone as crazy as Sheila. And that's a wrap for this video. Which of these horror stories scared you the most? Would you be interested in dating an ex-con now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos. We'll see you next time with another video. Bye now.